After stealing the sales crown from General Motors in 2021, Toyota has now fallen back behind General Motors for sales in 2022. If you're new to the channel, my name is Kirk. I talk about industry auto news. Definitely stay tuned. I will be giving you guys hands-on coverage of the Mazda CX-90 and driving impressions on the all-new Honda Accord in just a few weeks from now. But today we're going to break down the entire sales numbers for 2022 for all the manufacturers. And if you're excited for the market to recover a little bit more in 2023, make sure to smash the like button. Signs are pointing to things getting back to normal, better availability, better incentives. So let's get into the sales numbers. GM reclaims US sales crown. Toyota edges up Stellantis, Honda, Nissan still struggle. And this caps a year that will see volume drop to below 14 million cars, the lowest level since 2011. So let's break down quarter over quarter to see if things are bouncing back in the right direction. And if you want to look on the far right, this is going to be where they were for the year. But I really want to focus on the quarter change. Most of these companies have been down on the year. So quarter change is going to be the most important here to see where they're headed if they're going to have a good start to 2023. BMW will have a great start to 2023, up 11% on the quarter and was only down 1% on the year. Buick was the only General Motors brand that was down on the quarter and down on the year. And if we look at Cadillac, had a massive 75% sales increase, so they'll have a strong start to 2023. Chevrolet as well, up 44%. And it's no surprise they took the sales crown back from Toyota because their turnaround is just so strong here in the fourth quarter, selling 2.25 million vehicles compared to Toyota's 2.1 million vehicles. Acura and Honda having a terrible, rough go the last 2 years. Volume down 33% for the year for Honda. Things are getting slightly better because the fourth quarter was down 11%. Still not a number they want to see, but it's not nearly as bad as the 33%. Genesis up 1.5% and up 14% on the year. They continue to grow, and they actually outsold Infiniti here by about 10,000 units. So good for them. They're continuing to grow. They just need to get that dealership network up and running. Hyundai going to have a great start to 2023. They're up total 23% when you include Genesis and Kia in there. So they're going to have a great start to 2023, only down 1% in 2022. Mazda raging into 2023 strong, up 34% on the quarter, down 11% on the year though. Mitsubishi, like parent company Nissan, however, it's just things are not looking good. Down 16% on the quarter. Infiniti having a resurgence thanks to the QX60 actually being somewhat available. Nissan, though, down 3.6% on the quarter. Total, though, Nissan Group down 2% on the quarter, which is still far better than where they were during the entire year, which is around 25% down. Polestar up about 190%. They only have the Polestar 2. It's an okay. It drives great. It's a great driving vehicle, but I think it's expensive for what it is, and it's not very luxurious. I'd rather get the Volvo XC40 with the same performance and a much better build quality, at least in the samples I've tested. So the Polestar 3 will come out built in South Carolina pretty soon. I think the first samples will actually be built in China, and then they'll start building them here in North America. But Polestar will continue to grow as demand for electric vehicles is pretty darn high. Rivian up big, but these numbers are misleading. They're missing their sales targets. They're bleeding money out of every single orifice on their body. Alfa Romeo down 30% on the year, 25% down on the quarter. They're not having a turnaround. Chrysler, yikes, down 38% on the quarter. They're going to have a rough 2023, it looks like. Dodge is getting a turnaround, a little bit up 15% on the quarter, but look, Fiat's down about 60%. Jeep's down 18% on the quarter. So is Ram down at 15% on the quarter. So they're having a bad end, a rough end to 2022, as their fourth quarter was worse than their previous 3 quarters. Subaru of America having that big rebounds return to sales after a dismal 2021 and 2022, at least a start to 2022, because they're down 5% still, but look at the fourth quarter surge. So Subaru is back. Toyota, Lexus They can't get the chips to build their new models. We're seeing this happen in Honda's lineup as well. Down 15% on the year. Bleeding is going to be a little bit less than in the fourth quarter, being down 9% on the year. But you'll see later the RX, their cash cow, is suffering massively. Toyota up 16% on the quarter. So Toyota is rounding that turn, down 10% on the year, but up 13% on the quarter. They're going to rage into 2023 with some strong volume. And even though they didn't sell quite as much as last year and lost to General Motors, they still spanked General Motors when it comes to retail sales. And retail sales is far more preferable compared to fleet sales or commercial sales because the transaction price and profit margins are much higher. Audi raging into 2023, up 63% on the fourth quarter, only down 5% on the year. So good to see them have a strong momentum here. Volkswagen Group up 60% on the quarter, raging into 2023, only down 5% on the year. So they'll have a great bounce back in 2023. Here we go. We're going to start with Toyota and we're going to break down their sales, their highlights. Toyota electric vehicles or electrified vehicles, their hybrids, etc., make up 1/4 of their total sales volume. 20 electrified vehicles are now available, and Toyota is projected to be the #1 retail brand for the 11th consecutive year. What does that mean? Well, General Motors just beat them, right? But when it comes to retail, selling to normal people, they sell more cars than anyone else. For General Motors, they sell so much fleet, and it really helps their sales numbers on paper. But retail makes a lot more money than fleet sales and commercial sales. So Toyota, very, very impressive. I can't believe it's been 11 straight years. Toyota Camry, Highlander, RAV4, Sienna, Tacoma, and NX projected best-selling models in their respective segments. In total, Toyota sold 2.1 million vehicles, a decrease of almost 10% on volume compared to last year. And these cars posted the best years ever. The GR86, well, it's only been out for 2 years. The Corolla Hybrid hasn't been out that long either. Corolla Cross hasn't been out, well, maybe like a year and a half at this point. RAV4 Hybrid and Tundra Hybrid, which is the first full year of Tundra Hybrid on the market. So those things are a little bit misleading there because those vehicles really haven't been on the market before. Lexus division, all-time best year ever for LC Hybrid. They sell like... This is bad when these highlights are LC Hybrid, because LC Hybrid, it doesn't say it on here, but LC only sold about 1,300 units on the year, down 50% compared to last year. Of the 1,300 units, they sell like 100 to 200 or so LC 500 hybrids. So that's like a fake highlight. IS 500, and it's the first year that the IS 500's been on the market. So of course, it's going to be its best-selling year. NX Hybrid, it's good to see that is the best year ever, just kind of like the RAV4 Hybrid saw that, very similar vehicles. NX Plug-in Hybrid, well, it's the first year ever the NX Plug-in Hybrid was on the market, so of course it's going to have the best sales ever. So yeah, not a whole lot of highlights to write home about for Lexus or Toyota, other than them having like the #1 retail brand in America for 11 straight years. We want to focus on volume percentage year over year here, and then also comparing it to current month to see if there's going to be, to see if their trend is heading in the right direction. Corolla up 29% compared to 11% down. That is a big improvement. Supra and GR86 to me doesn't really matter that much. Very low volume vehicles. Same thing with Mirai. Avalon, rest in peace. Prius up 24% on the month and down 37% on the year. It'll be fun to see what the 2023 Prius sales look like. The Camry up 29% for the month and down 6% on the year. So Camry's surging ahead with availability as they get ready for a new redesign by the end of 2023. IS up 38% on the month, down 3% on the year. So IS availability has skyrocketed. RC availability, well, it's kind of like, again, those coupes are very niche-y. GS, they sold one GS last year. Rest in peace, GS. ES is down 16% on the month. Whoa, and 8% on the year. So availability on the ES is actually going down. That sucks. LS, up 25% and LC up 20%. So the availability of their flagship sedan and coupe is getting better, but they had a very rough 2022 in general. CHR, rest in peace. RAV4 down 3.2% on the month, down about 2% on the year. So they're maintaining fairly well there. Corolla Cross up 60%, but it wasn't available last year in the volume as it was this year. Because they only sold 7,200 units of it last year. It's up massively, kind of an outlier here. Venza down 43% on the month and 45% on the year. They're really cutting that Venza volume. Either it's just not available due to parts, or they're just not allocating them for America for whatever reason. Highlander up 5.1%, probably thanks to that refresh, but it is down 15% on the year. Forerunner down 16% on the year, but down 51% on the month. They're having a big snag at the Tahara plant. Sequoia up 157% on the month, but it's still down 34% on the year, and Land Cruiser rest in peace, at least for now. Tacoma up 7.4% on the month, but down 6% on the year. Tundra up 166% on the month, up 27% on the year. So they're able to make that Tundra in a decent enough volume. And then the Lexus crossovers, UX, just reviewed the UX, down 33% on the month, 42% on the year. NX sales volume 301% up on the month as they switched over to the new model last year. So kind of outlier here, but you can see down 16% compared to the entire year. It's not looking good. Same to the RX, down 16%. And look at this RX sales. With the new model coming out, they just don't have the volume to support it. Down 70% on the year. This is probably the big reason why they're down so much. The RX is their cash cow, their number one seller. And when it's down 67%, it's going to be a crappy end of the year for Lexus here in North America. GX even down 6%, but a little bit more stable there. They almost sold more GXs than RXs. LX down 14%. Again, based off the Land Cruiser availability on that car is next to nothing. And markups on it are extremely high as well. So things not looking good for Toyota. What about Nissan here? Well, it's probably going to look worse because Toyota's only down about 10% on 9 to 10% on the year. Nissan total down 25% on the year. Infiniti really struggling, but not as bad as Nissan. It's probably because Infiniti already fell from the sky in 2021. So let's look at the Nissan end of year highlights. The Pathfinder's up 40% for the calendar year. Altima up 35% for the calendar year. That big Ultima energy spreading throughout the nation. Sales of the Frontier is up 25%. Great pickup truck. And if we look at Versa down 78% on the year. Sentra down 40%. Ultima, big Ultima energy up 34% on the year. Maxima, rest in peace. The 2023 model year, I think, is going to be the last model year for the Maxima. Leaf down 16%. People want affordable EVs, and it's not able to meet the volume there. Nissan Z up 600%. Only sold 263 units. It is a unicorn out there. I had no idea how low the volume was. And GTR sales down 75%. Only sold 57 in 2022. Nissan Kicks down 34%. Not due to demand. Like, this segment is super hot right now. So dang, not looking good. Frontier though, up 25%. That's really good to see. Titan, rest in peace. The writing's on the wall, down 45%. Pathfinder up 40%. Armada, yikes, down 48%. Nissan Rogue down 35%. Again, their cash cow, their volume is down 100,000 units. Holy smokes, that is heartbreaking to see. Nissan's got to be struggling. Murano down 35% on the year. NV, rest in peace. Not looking good. Let's go to Infiniti now. Let's start with the sedan. The Q50 down 65% on the year. Q60 is supposed to get canceled, down 32% on the year. QX30, rest in peace. QX50, their volume seller, one of their volume sellers, down 42%. Yikes. QX55 though, up 55%. So maybe they're allocating some of that volume to the 55 instead of the 50 because maybe the profit margin's better there. I'm not quite sure. QX60 up 184%. That's where it needs to be. Actually needs to be higher than this. This was previously their best-selling vehicle. The 3-row crossover got the redesign. There's just none available last year. Availability is better. I'm seeing these on the road. They're beautiful design. Infiniti's designs are not their problem. It's their lack of innovation, their lack of new product, and the lack of availability. QX80, we saw that the Armada was down about the same percentage, so that's not really a surprise. So Infinity's cars down 60% and their trucks down 5%. We're going to keep the ball rolling. So let's look at some of these highlights here for Hyundai. Sets a new all-time annual retail sales record in 2022. So they break down the month over month, quarter over quarter, but I want to focus on percent change over the year again. Things seem to be getting back in the right direction because the fourth quarter was so strong for Hyundai. The Accent was still down 9% on the year. Rest in peace. Elantra down 6%. But look at the massive fourth quarter that they had. So availability for Hyundai is looking strong. They want to sell 10% more vehicles in 2023 than they did in 2022. So that means they want to get close to 800,000 vehicles sold for 2022. So let's get back into it. Ioniq, rest in peace, because Ioniq 5 is up 15,000%. They sold nearly 23,000 electric Ioniq 5s. It's one of my favorite electric cars on the market. Not for the exterior design. I love the interior layout. And of course, their very good electric architecture. Kona down 30% on the year. They will be going to a new redesign. It's just unfortunate because a Kona could be selling a much higher volume, but the redesign, hopefully that will help out. Nexo, fuel cell doesn't really matter. Palisade down 4% on the year, and things actually haven't got much better. Quarter 4 was pretty low for them, even though December seems to be recovering a little bit. Santa Cruz up 263%. Pickup truck wasn't available the entirety of last year, should I say 2021. So they sold 36,000 Santa Cruzes out there, up 37% on the quarter and 16% up on the month. So the availability of that truck's getting better and better. Santa Fe up 7%. That is impressive on the year. This almost like mid-size crossover is getting a redesign for 2024 model year, I believe. So yeah, selling at a very huge volume here still. Sonata down 41% on the year, but the recovery is strong because look at this. They're up nearly 100% versus last December. Tucson up 16% on the year. That's great to see. Their biggest volume seller. And man, they've just been able to maintain that Tucson volume all year long. Very impressive. Veloster, rest in peace, and Venue down 5% on the year, but it has massive recovery. Look at December selling nearly 40% more than last. Let's move to Honda real quick. American Honda post positive finish to tough sales year as increased supply helps meet strong demand. I don't even want to read these highlights because it's kind of a bloodbath for them. So we're going to go all the way down to the numbers because the numbers are not going to lie to us or mislead us, kind of like how Toyota's best ever year for Tundra Hybrid. It's like, yeah, it's the first ever year for the Tundra. Anyways, all right, let's get into Honda sales here. It's not looking good. The top numbers say it all. It's down 11% on the month of December, but if you look at year to date, it's down 33% in volume. So getting a new Honda is not going to be easy because they just don't have the supply anywhere close to meet the demand. Their car sales are down 40%. Their light truck sales are down 28%. And Acura's light truck sales are down 40%. Holy cow. So let's get into individual models. Accord down 27% on the year, but they had a big resurgence in December as we get ready for that new Accord. So hopefully they're able to have that new Accord be produced in high volumes. But when the new Civic and new HR-V switched over, those volumes really dropped off as they need more technology for them or more materials. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, I'm fingers crossed. New Accord volume will stay strong. Civic down 40% on the year. It went from selling 263,000 to 133,000. So less than 130,000 vehicles less compared to the Civics in 2021. An absolute bloodbath. Clarity, Insight, rest in peace. CR-V down 34%. This is their biggest volume vehicle, going from 361,000 in 2021 to 208,000 sold. HR-V down 16%. Not as bad as I thought it would be as they switched over to the new redesign. But if you look at the HR-V for the month of December, down 36%. So the recovery is not there for HR-V, and things look to be worse compared to the entirety of the year in 2022. Odyssey up 123% on the month, but it's down 37% on the year. Passport minus 21%. Pilot down 20% as we get ready for that new Pilot. and Ridgeline is only down about 3%. This is the only vehicle in the entire lineup that is up on the year is the pickup truck, the Ridgeline. Moving to Acura, ILX, rest in peace. Integra, well, they've sold 13,000 units here. It's actually less than what the ILX sold last year. So not the volume they're looking for with the new Integra. The NSX, rest in peace. RLX, rest in peace. And TLX down 56% on the year, but they're having maybe a little bit of a comeback here, up 25% on the month. MDX down 23% on the year. December's looking a little bit better. The bleeding's getting less, down 7% on the month of December. RDX, this thing is dropping like a rock, minus 32% on the month of December and down 57% on the year. And with Honda's new CR-V as well as Accord, they want to be 50% hybrid by the sales mix anyways will be 50%. But their electrified sales actually went down 23% on the month compared to 2021, I should say. And their total electrified sales are down 10% compared to 2021. So things are not looking great for Honda right now. New product is not a problem. Good product is not a problem. The problem is somehow they're just not able to produce these vehicles in volume at the factories. So, man, it'll be fun to see where Honda goes in 2023. But 2022 for Kia posted the best retail sales year in company history, just like it was for Hyundai. Unfortunately, they do not give us percentages here, but we want to focus on year to date. Rio is down, Forte is down, K5 Optima is down, Cadenza, rest in peace, Stinger, rest in peace. Stinger sales down to about half of what it was in 2021. Soul sales are down as well, about 18,000 units. Nero sales went up about 2,000 units. Stelto sales down about 6,000 units. Sportage units are up big time. This is that new redesign for them, able to produce about 30,000 more units for the Sportage, and this is their volume seller at 125,000. And that Forte, that affordable vehicle, also produced in high volume 108,000, but not quite as good as 115,000. Other high volume vehicle, 86,000 units, beating out last year's sales is Sorento at 86,000. Telluride actually had a positive year, which is better than the Palisades, almost 100,000 units for the Telluride here. And the Carnival not able to produce the volume they want, down on the year as well, about 6,000 units. Total though, Kia not doing so bad, about 2% down, I think is what it was, selling only about 6,000 units less than what they did last year. Subaru had a really rough 2022 and 2021. So let's see what things are the Crosstrek had the best year ever. No surprise, really. So let's see where things are going. The Ascent is up 6%. The BRZ is up 44%. Crosstrek up 22%. And things are looking really strong because their December was up 42% for the Crosstrek. Forester down 26% on the year, but things are getting better, being down about 3% on the month. Impreza, well, they're going through a new redesign, so the sales have been pretty bad on it. Legacy down 7%. Legacy down about a percentage point, but it is up 23% on the month. Outback down 5% on the year, but up 17% on the month. So the recovery does look to have happened here, up 11% on the month and down 5% on the year. So they have turned that corner. The volume is not where they want it to be for sure, but it is getting so much better compared to many of the other manufacturers we talked about. Now, get into the smaller manufacturers. We'll talk about Mazda, Mitsubishi to finish this out. I will be heading to LA at the end of this month to show you guys the new CX-90. That will be an absolute blast. That first ever plug-in hybrid in America. It'll have the inline six. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to show it to you guys. Mazda 3 down 26% on the year. Things are getting a little bit better for the Mazda 3 in terms of availability though. December is only down about 1.5%. Mazda 6, rest in peace. Hopefully they revive that vehicle sometime with the new rear-wheel drive, all-wheel drive platform with the inline six. That would be great. MX-5 down 42% on the year, but they're finally able to get this vehicle back in production. It had a rough year for production. Demand is always there for the MX-5, but look, up 250% on the month of December. CX-30 down 12.5% on the year and not looking good because December was even worse, down 17%. CX-5 down 10%, but up It's getting that big comeback, up 30% on the month, being 10% down on the year. CX9 up 265% on the month, and it's an even for the year. So CX9 doing well as it gets canceled and replaced by the CX90. CX50 has made 21,000 vehicles for the year, not where they want it to be. They can't get enough employees there in Alabama to make this vehicle. MX30 is up 78%. That tiny electric car only sold 324 units this year. Mazda as a total this year down about 12%, but their trucks are doing well here. They've kind of made that recovery. So Mazda for the month of December up 40%. So they're rounding that turn. They're coming out of the haze here, and they should be doing fine heading into 2023 with a little bit of momentum. Mitsubishi not looking good, like parent company Nissan. They're down on the year. 85,000 units is all they sold. Last year, they had over 102,000 units sold. Mirage is down about 7,000 units. Outlander Sport is down by about 50%. Outlander, their cash cow, their biggest volume seller, is up, and this needs to get as high as possible for them. Outlander plug-in hybrid is starting to hit the market again. You can see in quarter four having a little bit of volume increase there, but it needs to be much higher than this, especially if they want to take advantage of the limitation of the RAV4 availability, the RAV4 Prime availability. Eclipse Cross, saw one on the side of the road yesterday on the interstate. Don't know what the issue was there. Could have been a flat tire, but I really don't know. I think the engine bay was open, if I remember right. So 10,000 units. It is doing well compared to last year, selling not even 9,000 units. With BMW, General Motors, Hyundai, Toyota, those are the big ones that are having a strong end to 2022 and should spell well for 2023 for availability. But I'll see you guys down below on which models, which brands you're most excited for in the new year. Make sure to check out my video, every new 2023 Japanese car coming. And also on my other channel, every exciting electric vehicle coming in 2023. Have a happy new year. Take care of yourselves and peace out.